All right. What an incredible event we have today. I think this is one of the best May Day events we've had ever, in spite of our technical challenges, but I think this is great, all the people we're getting to hear from today. With that, we have now our keynote speaker, Steve Noffke, who is a member of the United Auto Workers Local 200 in Dearborn, Michigan, who traveled all the way to Connecticut on Zoom to be with us. And some of us may remember him from his time in Connecticut a number of years ago. Go ahead, Steve. Thank you for being here.
First of all, I want to wish you all a happy May Day. And it's good to be back in Connecticut, even if it's only virtually. When I lived in Hartford a good number of years ago, I was a member of the Teamster Union, Local 671. And so a special shout out to the brothers and sisters in Local 671. The origin of May Day is in the United States and the history of the struggle of the working class for a better life. On May 1st in 1886, there were huge demonstrations across the country for the 8-hour day, the largest occurring in Chicago. And all were peaceful. The demonstration continued for several days, but 3 days later at a picket line in front of the McCormick Harvester Works, 6 pickets were shot in the back and killed by the police. The next day, in a rally for the slain workers, someone, almost certainly a police agent, threw a bomb into the crowd, killing policemen. 6 union leaders were convicted of the bombing, and 4 were hung within several months, including Albert Parsons and August Speeds, neither of whom were anywhere near the square at the time of the bombing. Years later, the governor of Illinois pardoned the men, calling the trial a frame-up. So in 1888, the AFL voted to continue the movement for the 8-hour day, using May 1st as the date of action. And within a couple of years, unions throughout Europe and the world adopted May 1st as a day of action, an international day of working class solidarity. So May Day is an American holiday, an American-born holiday. Though its history is important, what's truly significant is the legacy of the class struggle, unity, and the ongoing fight for a better world for working people that continues today. In 2020, in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, that means fighting for the safety of all workers, but especially those on the front lines of the crisis. It means fighting for the continued unemployment compensation or other forms of aid that are guaranteed for all workers, including those without documentation. And it means workers have the right to organize unions without intimidation and firing. And it means fighting to see that everyone has access to health care for all, Medicare for all. And it means fighting the blatant and institutional racism.
Hey everyone, so Steve warned us that this might happen where his internet gets unstable sometimes. Okay, you're back, Steve, we see you. If Steve, while you're be a little bit closer to wherever you think your mic is, because sometimes your sound goes out slightly.
Okay.
I don't know if that's, yeah, thank you.
Okay. And I also want to say it means fighting against sexism and homophobia, fighting against an immigration policy that results in children in cages and floating face down in a river. In short, it means for fighting for the unity of all workers in the common struggle against the ravages of raw capitalism, and especially the neo-fascist Donald Trump. And about Trump, I got a call from a friend of mine, a retired steelworker from Ohio, who's all fired up about the demonstrators in Lansing, Michigan, who were parading around with assault weapons and Nazi and Confederate flags. He goes, Steve, these people are nothing nothing but a bunch of goddamn scabs. We're fighting to stay alive. These guys are out breaking the stay-at-home orders and putting thousands of people at risk. But he's right. In the name of so-called freedom, they're putting all of our lives. And these aren't random individuals. These are right-wing thugs organized by the likes of multi-billionaires like Betty DeVos, the Koch brothers, and others. Yes, there are economic hardships, but the lack of money going to small businesses is because Trump rewarded the big corporations first. And then when the money ran out, small business was out of luck. Like those police thugs that threw the bomb into a peaceful rally in Chicago 120 years ago, their strings are being pulled by rich puppeteers. In our case, Donald Trump and other right-wing foundations. Just so you know, the polls show that 60% of the people in Michigan support the policies of Governor Woodruff. Only 10% support these protesters, and only 25% support Donald Trump. And that's why these people are getting desperate. Now, if you're a reader of the People's World, you'll know we report on real struggles of working people. You'll also see that lately there have been articles about the unemployed. And the issue is being raised of organizing unemployed councils, like those that took place in the 30s and again in the 1980s. With over 22 million official unemployed workers, that number is probably low. We have a real employment crisis. Workers who go back to work need to know that when they do go back, they'll be safe. Those without jobs need a system until they're working. And there needs to be jobs programs based on the needs of today. The Green New Deal is one shining example of meshing jobs with the need to clean up the environment. So talk to your coworkers, your union, community leaders. Helps get this ball rolling on organizing unemployed council. Send your stories to the people's world. Let's build this national movement. And one last thing. I was talking to my 20-year-old daughter the other day, and it struck me what her generation has been and is facing. In 2000, George Bush stole the presidential election. 2001, the terrible events of 9/11 took place. In 2001 again, Afghanistan was invaded. And later, the Iraqi war began. In 2008, the financial crisis and deep recession hit our country. 2016, Trump was elected. 2020, the COVID pandemic hit. And through that danger, after that, the danger to the planet through climate change, the huge student debt, racist attacks on people of color, immigrants, and the huge income gap of inequality. And though this list sounds daunting and depressing, the reality is that this generation has responded by fighting back. The Sunrise Movement and other movements around climate change. The Fight for 15, immigrant rights, Black Lives Matter, and the huge support for this generation has been a part of and been witness to tremendous resurgence in the militancy in the labor movement, from teacher strikes in West Virginia, Oklahoma, Arizona, Chicago, and LA, hotel workers, auto workers, janitors, nurses, other healthcare workers, and many other strikes. There have been more strikes in the last 2 years than in the previous 15. And even now in this crisis, People's World has reported there are many, many strikes just in the last 3 months. And this is a generation that believes in socialism. And like the generation of the 30s and 40s that built the trade union movement, fought and defeated fascism, they will be tested, tried, and tempered through their struggles ahead. And based on everything I've seen and every talking to younger people, this fighting spirit of this generation, I'm confident in our country's future. Thank you for the chance to come back to Connecticut.
Okay, thank you, Steve.